Meet Shayuki.
The Instagram model with almost 60,000 followers.
Coming up. Alright. We'll just have a little break.
It could be fibre clubs now.
Is that right?
Pardon me, I'm so...
Well,
This is the second episode of the Three of Clubs podcast. We are Three of Clubs. So we have me, Sam.
Me, Mark.
Me, Sophie.
And behind the camera we have
we have Senor Theo.
Senor.
We do indeed.
Understandable. And our guest today is Shay Ross, or Shay Yuki. Is that how you pronounce
That's
it?
me, yeah.
Nice one.
Mm-hmm.
I asked that
Shay
same
Yuki.
question last episode about Surfer. Because how do I get... With it not being an actual sort of name, with it being like a...
As
I
in,
don't, you know what I mean? It's not like a birth name. I sort of get a bit
Right.
worried that I'm not pronouncing it right because it's
Mhm.
more difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, right, cool,
Maybe
yeah.
that's just me being weird. But you're the guest today. How are you doing?
I'm great.
I'm happy to hear that.
Just chilling at the moment, to be honest.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, basically, this is about you and about your art, modelling, Instagram modelling. Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
How you got into art and where you aim to be in the future.
Mhm.
So, first question I was thinking of is, it's a bit of a weird, abstract question, but what would you say you are? Like, what would you
what's his title?
what would you call yourself? Instagram model?
I wouldn't give myself time.
You're just a guy.
Human.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
just share.
Just another one.
Yeah.
Just
I don't mean in that way, I just meant another human.
Another one.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
So, I guess the first thing, realistically, we might as well go in chronological order. The best place to start, realistically, is where you started art.
Mhm.
So, are you from quite an arty family?
Yeah, my mum is very artsy. My grandma and papa are actually quite secretly artsy. I didn't realise they were artsy until actually last month when I was looking through my old records and I found some of my papa's old drawings tucked inside. And yeah, my mum's very artsy. She doesn't really do it much anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, my sister's very artsy as well. She's in college doing art too. So yeah, my brothers as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, why did your mum stop doing art? Was that just children? Or...
I'm not too sure actually. I haven't actually asked her
Fair enough.
the actual reason, but I think she has enough on her plate.
Yeah,
hmm
fair enough. Was there like a certain age where you sort of realised, like, this art thing's sort of for me, you know?
No, I've always known it. Yeah.
Ever since?
Ever since
fair
I was young, I've always been doing it in many different ways, from painting to making like sculptures or literally just cards for my mum, for like
Yeah.
Mother's Day when I was younger. Yeah,
Fair enough.
everything.
I used to do that.
Still do.
Do you?
hmm
Did you do one on Mother's Day the other day?
I did.
Oh,
Made
I
her a
feel
little
bad.
think
cover.
the last time I did one was about 5 years ago. I
Mm.
probably just picked up a tree.
I feel bad now because I just got my Mother's Day card from Card Factory.
Is
Don't
that
feel
all?
bad.
I know,
Yeah,
but it
it's
feels
okay.
like I didn't put enough effort when you say you've made your card and everything. It just
Yeah, but
feels
I've been
like
doing that like
Yeah, but could you make a card?
probably not. Well, I could, well, I could, but it would probably be so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my mum a £1 box of milk trays.
No, you
and
didn't.
She's definitely watching
Your
this.
mum's gonna watch this.
So happy Mother's Day, Sonia. So was there any like teachers or anything throughout like primary school that sort of encouraged your art, or was it sort of just a you on your own thing? Like family, obviously, but
I don't think I think no, I've never really connected to
yeah,
my teachers.
there was
to be
never
honest,
like
actually.
because a lot
no.
of sort of successful people. There's like that story of that one role model throughout school.
Yeah,
You didn't
no,
have
I think that one kind of role model who like pushed me to do art was just not even the one role model,
Yeah,
it's just literally my whole
everyone,
family,
yeah.
my mum, my dad, myself. I do
Yeah.
look to myself for inspiration actually, and I'm quite proud to say that because a lot of people wouldn't admit that, I think,
No.
actually. Yeah,
That's
I do
good.
find a lot of inspiration from myself, so.
Fair enough. I was looking at another like interview recently. It was like a magazine,
Yeah,
and it said that it's sort of going off a bit in terms of the chronological order.
yeah.
But it says that you said that you were often inspired by like nature and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there sort of a reason why that just sort of fits for you, or you just found it really like pretty and inspiring?
Reasons. I find it so hard to like actually look and try and
Yeah,
pinpoint the
no, that
actual
makes
reason,
sense.
Do you get what I mean?
There doesn't have to be a
But-
reason why something does something. It just
No,
does.
but it just feels right.
No, yeah, that's fair
Yeah.
enough.
So, yeah.
So, obviously, primary school, been and gone.
Alright.
High school,
Probably.
probably.
Just maybe it's been and gone.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's not in there anymore.
Yeah.
High school, where obviously I'm assuming you took art,
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
take art. Yeah.
and like, did you really enjoy that? Was that highs, lows?
I think school actually took a lot of my like happiness away from art because it's
Okay.
like structured systems,
Yeah, it's not as
especially
free.
in like creative, like subjects or like just creative elements. I just don't think structured systems such as school like will work for me personally.
Fair enough.
It did take a lot of like, what is it? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
No.
So
I mean,
basically, you were told to paint one thing when you wanted to paint another thing. Really, for example.
On like a
yeah, it's a very vague way of putting
Yeah.
it. But yeah.
I know it's a
Yes, I
vague
guess
way,
so.
but I'm not
Yeah.
an artsy
Yeah.
person.
yeah,
myself.
but yeah, it's like you're told to do it, so like
You don't
it's just
wanna be-
forcing creative flow. It's not
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
flowing really. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And did you find that came at college, or was it still the same sort of story?
similar. The first college it was very similar, but the college I'm at now, I'm kind of getting back
Right.
in my zone, getting my mojo back. Yeah.
And do you think that's more you because of like age and experience, or
Yeah.
is it more the college?
Me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh.
Bit of both, maybe?
Yeah, a bit of everything.
Fair enough,
I'm
yeah.
doing so many.
That was an interesting collection of noises there.
Yeah.
I would say.
No, that's fair enough. So you think just sort of you've matured through art and like maybe your styles have changed and
Mhm. Yeah,
how
constantly
much have your
developing.
styles?
Mhm.
It really like
Mhm.
fair enough. Your Instagram, obviously there will be a link in the description. To feel free to check it out. So that is like color coordinated.
Mhm.
Is that literally just aesthetics and it looks good?
Yeah.
Is that really much
yeah,
more you can say? It's not a very
literally-
great
I
question
love
of.
color coordination. I
Yeah.
love the aesthetics and the way things are laid out. I've actually recently come to a conclusion that I don't know if I actually want to do that anymore
Fair
because I
enough.
feel like it actually limits
Yeah.
my
that makes
creativity
sense.
and like I'm literally just putting myself into literal
Yeah.
boxes.
You're sort of doing what you
Uh,
said
Yeah.
you didn't like about earlier.
Mhm,
No,
exactly.
that makes sense.
So I'm finding like what I want to do again, kind of, and then we'll see where it goes. So.
Was there anyone that inspired you to do the like, colour coordination, or was it just you?
There was a few accounts on Instagram that were doing it when I like first started Instagram, and I wasn't like taking it seriously. I was just like had Instagram just like everybody
Yeah.
else, just to scroll through everybody's shit. Sorry if I'm
You
not
can
allowed to
swear as
swear.
much as
And yeah, I just seen similar things
Yeah,
going on, and then
just
I was
thought
like, okay, I
you
want to
could-
do that, but I want to do it in my own kind of way, and I think I have done that actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a bit of a weird question. I sort of stalled there. I'm not sure what happened. A lot of sort of YouTubers or a lot of social media presences do quite a lot of research, looking at other stuff. Would you say that quite a large part of your sort of day or week is looking at other Instagram accounts for inspiration, or do you sort of more just do your thing completely?
No, I try not to be on there for too long. Actually,
Right.
it does really suck you in, and
Yeah.
so like I maybe have a big like presence on social media, but I do know the effects it can have on human beings, and it's not always the best. If anything, it's like more negatives
No,
than positives.
yeah, that makes
Mhm.
more sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try and limit myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very addictive.
Yeah.
thing.
But yeah, I do find inspiration from Instagram as well, from other
Fair
people's
enough.
accounts. Yeah, I think everybody does. Yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously, there was a point. We're going to come to this. I don't really want to go into it yet because
Okay.
we're going a bit quick. Obviously, there was a point where you became a model, sort of thing,
Mhm.
and that obviously just happened. But how long would you say you were doing Instagram, sort of like posting regularly and stuff before that, or
Before, like, I was actually
Before
signed to an
you
agency.
sort of signed, yeah.
It went through stages actually. In the beginning, I would like post every day because I did kind of want to make it my thing. I
Yeah.
wanted to do it, and then as I did start to get more growth and stuff, I just wanted to take a step back because it wasn't really what I wanted to do. Like, it's not what I thought it was.
So we have spoken about you posting on Instagram regularly
Mhm.
and sort of having it as your thing, but not professional before you signed for an agency. So would you like to tell us how you signed for an agency and what that was like?
Yeah, I was at a vintage kilo sale, for vintage clothing, and there was a photographer there called Ellen Dixon, great photographer,
I'm sure
and
I've heard
sorry,
I'm sure I've heard that name.
probably yeah, and basically she asked to take some pictures of me like there, and then she organised a shoot, like later on, like a couple of weeks later or something, and then we went ahead with the shoot and got it all done. She posted the images on Instagram, and Terry Costello, who is the agent at Savalas Models, basically just found me and said, "Yo, wanna be a model?"
And was that just through social media?
Mhm.
Just got in touch.
Yeah. So he seen me online and then messaged me.
Fair enough.
Or messaged, yeah.
Was it a bit of a shock? Because when you're offered something that big, was it a shock to your system, or was it like, oh, it's a good opportunity? I don't know how weird it's, sorry.
No, it makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool actually.
Mhm.
I not really thought it. I not really thought about it that much, but it was definitely something that I had on my mind. I definitely
Yeah.
kind of would have wanted to go.
Yeah,
I
but
still
you'd
do
never
want to
sort
go
of tried
down
to
that route.
pursue it.
Yeah, but yeah.
What would you say the timescale was from like meeting that photographer
Mhm.
and taking those first photos to signing?
It was all done within like 2 months, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's quite
Actually,
quick, really.
it might have been a little bit longer.
All right.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
but
Yeah.
yeah, 3 months ish.
So then, after you'd signed for the agency, what was your first shoot like through them? Can you remember?
Oh, first shoot.
Or just maybe a first few that you can remember weren't near the front?
There was a lot of like test shoots, but the only
Right.
one that I like properly remember was the first time I met like one of my best friends, Darina
Yeah.
Mohammed. She's a photographer, a great photographer as well. And yeah, I met her through that, and we did a shoot in like a flower field and near the sand dunes in Whitley, and that was a really cool shoot. And then yeah, just mostly test shoots, and then every
Right.
now and then I got like the odd job in London,
Yeah,
and yeah.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So had you knew of Darina before?
No.
Or that was literally first?
That was the first time I met her, yeah.
Fair enough.
Was the photo shoots, were they always in a different place, or were they sometimes stuck in like one little studio or something?
Yeah, sometimes in studios, sometimes in like on location. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, a bit of both.
And at that point, did you have a preference in studio or like sort of outdoors?
Location.
Yeah.
Definitely outdoors.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like studio lighting. I love natural light
Yeah.
and wind, like just subtle elements of nature that just give
Yeah.
a photograph something you can't replicate in a studio. Yeah.
Would you say a studio is claustrophobic?
No,
Not
not personally.
Were they small or were they like big? Like
Mostly pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
because obviously.
Yeah,
Work
different
with quite big.
compartments for like styling, makeup stations. Yeah.
And what was that like? Sort of like, I don't know, just having everyone rushing to get you prepared.
Yeah,
Did
it
it feel
was
quite
pretty
good?
weird actually.
did it feel good or was it like annoying?
It wasn't annoying, but it
It's
wasn't good. It was
different.
just different. It was a new experience. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah,
Weird, yeah.
going from like just preparing yourself for Instagram photos to having like a team working around you.
Yeah.
Without trying to name drop, do you have any stories or like photo shoots that you've done, like some
Yeah.
of the bigger ones?
Oh, we can name drop. I was contacted through Instagram actually about a potential job for Rimmel London.
Right.
It was an advert, like a beauty campaign, and it was going to be with Cara Delevingne, and I actually got it in the end, and that was a really wild experience actually. It was
Yeah.
really, like, because it was like the first job I'd had that was like proper in the industry,
Yeah.
like It was
Yeah,
a
I get you.
major job. It was big money, big names, big everything. Yeah.
And did you meet her
Big
personally?
hair. Sorry, what?
Did you meet Cara personally?
No
Was that
one got to meet
completely
Cara.
separate?
Yeah.
Was there any other ones that are sort of notable to you? Well, obviously all of them are probably notable to
I
you.
worked a lot with End Clothing, actually.
Right. Yeah.
Used to. Yeah, I used to work with them like once a week for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that
what those shoots?
That was
include?
like e-com, like online editorial type stuff. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Very high end clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you okay with us just sort of including some photos in the video?
Yeah,
Yeah, just
course.
whilst you're talking
Yeah,
about
of
it, just so
course,
people
yeah.
can see.
definitely.
I just thought I'd ask before putting anything in. So these big shoots and stuff, like, was going back, I know we're going back a little bit, sorry, but back to the Rimmel London one,
Mhm.
was that sort of like, did you see it and sign up to it personally, or were you like asked to do it sort of thing?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I was DM'd by Carmel Cast. Okay, you can take on it. I do not know. I was DM'd by a casting company,
Okay.
and they said, look, we have this job opportunity. If you want it, it's in London the next day. So basically, I just booked a train to London the next day to go to the casting. I went with two of my friends who are also in my agency, and so it was a bit like not competition, but there was definitely
Yeah.
like, shit, what happens if I don't get it?
Yeah.
You get it? Like, yeah, do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
all rooting for
100%.
each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got it in the end, which I was really happy about. So
If you don't mind me asking, did they? Or was it?
No,
was it
no, they
just you?
didn't.
Yeah. And were they totally like just proud of you, sort of thing? They weren't
yeah,
bitter or
definitely,
anything,
yeah, definitely. Everyone was very supportive.
Um,
It was really lovely.
Sorry. So was it literally just the straight next day after you were doing all the talks and everything?
Mhm.
And what was that like? Were you like, I don't know, it might be silly, there might have been nothing like that going through your head, but were you sort of like a bit nervous of what if this isn't actually like a real thing, or were you 100% sure it was sort of all like verified and official and everything?
To be honest, that actually
Never came
didn't
through your
enter
head.
my mind.
Yeah.
Probably should have, because it could have been big, and I could have
Right.
been like in the back of someone's car somewhere, but
Oh, no.
I'm not.
Happy days.
Yeah.
So that happened, obviously.
Mhm.
Some really big things, really. Was there any more big ones, or are they pretty much your biggest, really? Because I don't want to go through too many, but then I don't want it to be too short either,
Mm.
really.
I'm trying to actually remember. I'm really
Yeah.
bad. My memory's terrible.
If they're the main ones, then that's fair.
But yeah, they are. I would say they're the main ones.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to think of what else I've done. I don't even know. Just don't care.
Yeah.
Have you done many big ones, or are they all like kind of small, or have they been like a different variety of like big shoots or in little shoots?
Yeah, there've been a bit of everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get what you mean.
yeah,
This question you might not want to just to really say if you don't.
yeah.
But do you only work with like companies that you actually really sort of like their stuff and their messages? Or did you sort of
Through Instagram or through
Yeah.
agency.
I don't know. Is that different? Would it be
Mhm.
right? Do you want to explain that? Or?
Like before I was with an agency, I would like, since I had a following, people like companies would reach out to me and
Yeah.
like send me stuff, and I will only take things that I like, because at the end of the day, like if I'm showcasing it
Yeah.
on my like aesthetic type page, it's not gonna fit if
Yeah.
it doesn't, if I don't like it, if it doesn't match. So I couldn't really like take anything that I didn't like.
Needed to be like you.
Yeah, needed to fit, and I wouldn't anyway, because then you'd be lying to all
Yeah.
these people that are like looking
Yeah.
up to you. So it's not what I'm about.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
So is there sort of anything that you've been working on, or anything that's sort of like, well, just working on or doing since sort of those few like big shoots
Mhm.
until now?
Until I'm just trying to get. I'm going to uni in September
Right.
in London, so I've just been trying to get my head in that game and just get all like just do as best as I can now, so
Yeah,
that I can
yeah.
get into London, so I can so I can get my grades
Yeah.
and go there.
So what exactly are you sort of studying right now? Is there like
I'm
a name to it?
studying art and design with Breeze Creatives. It's a part of like Bamborough House and Ashington College.
Right.
Yeah. It's a really small little
Yeah.
group, but it's nice.
And what's the one that you're intending on doing after this in uni in London?
The design course at Goldsmiths.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So we haven't spoken much about the future, but that's pretty much all we've got left to talk about. Other than that, what would you have any tips or recommendations for anyone that's interested in pursuing the same sort of thing that you've done? Is there anything you know now that you would tell you a few years ago, or anything like that?
I'm really trying to think.
It's alright, don't worry.
Or maybe because it's so difficult, probably just be yourself. Because if you find it difficult to find something specific, maybe you've just been yourself for the past few years, and that's how you've managed to.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that, if you can't think of anything specific. But.
That's hard because when I look back at it, I'm quite hard on myself actually. Right. I don't think I've done that much work. I think it is like online, like it's not real. It is literally pixels on a screen, and I don't know how I can say I've worked hard or like give tips to other people, because it is really simple, and at the end of the day it's not really down to me if loads of people want to connect with like what I'm showing, like, or if they want to see it, or if they find it, like it's not up to me, it's up to them. So really, like, it's because of the people who have watched me grow and helped me grow. Like, it really is down to them. Like, I don't know what I've been doing, to be honest, but they do, so...
It's a very good point, really.
Yeah.
Was there any people that helped you contribute to help you get where you are right now?
When I first started Instagram, I used to have dreadlocks. They're very long, very white, very in your face. They were so beautiful on them, actually. But I was shared by a lot of dreadlock pages, and I got quite like a lot of exposure from that. That took me to around like 10,000, I would say, followers. And then after that, I realised Willow Smith was following one of the dreadlock pages, and she found me. I'm pretty sure through that. I could be wrong. I'm not. I don't look through her eyes. I don't know how she found me really, but I think she basically found me, and then from there on, I just.
Like, you gained a lot of followers from that.
Me, just started posting and then just grow. I don't know how to explain
it.
No,
it's fair enough. I think that was actually a really good question, actually, Mark. Do you think there was more people as well? Because I'm sure you could probably give a very long list of people that have helped you, like family, agents, stuff like that. Is there anyone else you want to sort of say a thank you to? Obviously, you probably do very often, but... My head literally just like... sorry, what? I was literally zoned out.
Is
there anyone else you sort of want to say a thank you to now that, just, I don't know, you've got this opportunity? Anyone else that sort of helped you get where you are?
I guess thank you to the other people with... I'm gonna say influencers, I hate the word, but there are other influencers who like share people who they think are nice, and that has happened. Like, I do it as well.
I've seen a lot of that actually through
and a lot of people have shared my page, and that's like a really nice thing to do, actually, to just like be appreciative of someone's page and then share it for other people to see. I think it's really nice. So thank you to them. Thank you to Instagram for existing, giving people a platform.
No, I think that's a very good point, actually, about those people, because they don't have to do it. There's no requirement for them to do that, but it's just out of the goodness of the heart, sort of thing. It's on like 17 minutes.
Okay.
Is that what you meant? Because I feel like I should have went like,
no,
thanks
100%.
to my mum.
I was sort of expecting that, but then it would have been quite cliche. No, that's what I was wanting, but I was sort of thinking there might have been that, but no, I think you gave a very good answer. So, there's pretty much nothing left to talk about, I don't think, other than the future. So, what are your plans?
For the future?
Yeah, other than uni, which you've already spoken about.
I don't like to make plans for my future because I don't like to... Wait, let's start again, sorry.
Do you want me to re-ask the question? Or?
No, it's fine. I don't even know what to say anymore, my head's
just gone blank, sorry. I think you don't make plans for the future, really, you just sort of go with it. I think that's fair enough.
I'm gonna go with it. I do want to see what more like comes from this, so I definitely want to keep trying and give it a go and see like how far it gets. and then when I get whatever happens, yeah.
I really respect that. Could I just ask one more question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it was just sort of something that I thought of when I was planning for this. It might be something that you're just sort of like, that's a bit stupid and sad, and that's fair enough, but is there sort of, if you could tell one message to the audience of just like, I don't know, anything, who you are, what you would say to do, just sort of one message from you that you think is important? I don't know, is there anything?
Just remember that every place on social media is going to have negatives and positives. It's going to be both like grey, and there's like social media, you can't escape hate because people are always sat behind a screen and it's way easier. So just don't take things too seriously online, because it's a man-made world. So it's going to have elements of perfection for people to like compare themselves to, and just don't get caught up in that fake world, because it's not real. This is what's real. Just take advantage of what's going on here prior to anything online. Online can definitely help you. It's definitely helping me. But this is the world you want to live in, first and foremost, definitely.
No, I
yeah.
really, really appreciate that. Fair enough. I think that's us done.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much for coming along. It's had a good talk.
Yeah. I hope you got what you wanted.
Yes,
yeah.
I think we got plenty, and good luck in the future.
Thank you very much. Good luck for you guys as well. I really hope you guys do well in college and with this project. It's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Really dig it.
Can I shake your hand?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I'll give you a hug, man.